Alright, sick, we're recording. Hey everyone, Lazy here. As you can see, what I'm looking at right now, there's a new ban list out. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I really wasn't expecting a new ban list anytime soon. I genuinely thought they'd just sit back for a while and kind of, just give us one after Cash has been out for a bit, but this one's coming out pre-Cash Tira, which is going to be a little concerning because as much as I dislike Tier, I think it is probably one of the most frustrating archetypes ever released into the game. I feel as though if we are to completely demolish Tier on this ban list, an even more frustrating Yu-Gi-Oh! Metagame will form in the form of Cash Tira being the best deck. And so while I don't think necessarily that no matter what happens on this list, Tier will be dead, I think that Cash might become the best deck, and that's a little concerning. So we're going to take a quick look here at this ban list and see what exactly we're getting ourselves into. Now, I do know oh my god, okay, so immediately, two very, very requested hits. Artifact Scythe banned and Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds banned. So, Scythe is a problem for Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially in more modern times where you don't even need Dagda really to set it up. It's frustrating because I don't like the idea of hitting Scythe because of artifacts, and that I like Artifact a lot and they don't really have anything outside of Scythe that can apply pressure. But it's very understandable. I just would like some Artifact support to compensate for the loss of Scythe, because it feels kind of shitty now having to just play Artifact without it. I am a big Artifact fan. I think it's one of the coolest archetypes we've ever gotten, and it's just a little bit of a shame that they're losing so much power. But it's for a very healthy cause, so I'm pretty cool with that. And then Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. I will stand by the fact forever that I think Flu is a genuinely skillful deck and requires a lot about the player, but Stormwinds takes away from that a lot. Stormwinds as a card is just really frustrating for a lot of people, and I definitely resonate with that. It's just not... It's hard to describe, right? Because it's just a floodgate at the end of the day. It's a searchable floodgate that can only really be abused in, like, 2 decks. Oh, wait, if Stormwinds is banned, does that mean that we get the Simorg link back? I would be really happy if we have the Simorg link back. I'd be really cool with that. Oh, I kind of hope that we see it back now, because I want to play Bird Up more. Aurora Yu-Gi-Oh! He follows me on Twitter, and he's constantly posting about Bird Up, and I took it to locals the other day, and I was, like, really enjoying it, so I kind of hope that we get that link back. I guess we'll see in just a moment here. Okay, Kit Kalos banned. I did actually know about this prior, because I learned about this from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Twitter account, and they have, like, this big image that has Kit Kalos on the front, and it was pretty obvious that Kit Kalos was getting banned anyways. The thing with Kit Kalos is that, yes, it's an amazing card, but the issue arises when they can just play something like King of the Swamp to get around having to play Kit. I don't think that losing Kit Kalos will be the end of the world for TEARLAMENT at all. The way that you have to affect TEARLAMENT is how badly do you hit the main deck monsters. I think that if they were to do something like, I don't know, say ban Havnus, limit Merle, like limit Sharon, then Tier is probably fine. But unless those same Tier main deck monsters are like severely limited, I don't think this deck is going anywhere, even without Kit Kalos. Sprite Elf. What? Okay, so Elf is a really powerful card, like severely underestimated in terms of like its power, in my opinion. Also Harp Horror is still on the list, I just noticed that. But Sprite Elf has this issue with it where it's really fucking good. And a lot of people don't seem to acknowledge that outside of Sprite and like tier. It's just protection and also can revive like any level 2. So for tier, obviously you revive Merly. For Sprite, obviously you revive like Toad and stuff. But I mean, there's plenty of decks going around where you just revive Diviner, and then you can put targeting protection on like a Baron or a Chengying or something. And you just get these like crazy strong boards out of nowhere. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with banning Elf. I don't think that Sprite needs more hits. If anything, Sprite needs to be like a little bit more relevant because we have tier as like the best deck. And I would really like to see a situation where it's like a 3-axis best deck thing for Yu-Gi-Oh! Between Cash, tier, and Sprite. But I guess it's understandable why Elf is hit. I just don't necessarily agree with it. I think that's fine. Also, Chaos Ruler is still banned, so sorry, Punk players. Trident's still banned. I hate my life. What else do we got? No other bans? No other bans. So, a pretty decent wave of bans. 2 really annoying problem cards. One of the best cards for the best archetype in the game right now, and also Sprite Elf is here, which is just a generically good card that can cause problems. I like it. I think Elf is the only questionable thing here, and I think a lot of people will probably resonate with that, but that's my opinion. And I think I'm always correct, and I'm never wrong about anything, so... Agito to 1. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. I like the idea of Agito to 1. I would like to see Kelbeck to 1 to go alongside it, because Agito is blatantly worse than Kelbeck, but I think that Agito and Kelbeck should both be at 1 in order to like properly hit you know, the Shizu stuff to go alongside tier. Because you also got to keep in mind, it probably doesn't matter how much we hit tier if all of the like Ishizu cards are also at 3, just because of how insanely powerful those mill effects are. I think in the future I might actually like to see like Kelbeck and Agito, like one of them potentially just banned with the other at 3, because just it makes them very sacky when there's 1, in my opinion. I don't know if I necessarily like the idea of there being 1 of the big mill guys, and the other one's potentially either at 3 or at 1 or whatever, just because that feels really sacky. It's kind of like Engage being at 2, and then you draw Engage off of Engage whenever you mill like an Agito that's at 1 off of a Scream or a Merly or something. Any other limits? Yeah, okay, sick. Kelbeck to 1, Keldo to 1. Is Mudora at 1 too? So, it's like I was saying earlier, hitting the Ishizu stuff to 1 is a big necessity, and I kind of like the idea that really the only deck that will be able to properly abuse these cards as much as possible now is like Naturia. I really like that Naturia Ishizu deck, and I really appreciate the fact that all 3 of these degenerate cards are all limited and can only really be used in like Earth decks now instead of like, you know, tier. Like, I hope that Ishizu tier kind of falls off the face of the planet for this one. Mudora also at 1. Yep, makes sense. So all the Ishizu cards are limited. Perfect. Thank you. Havness and Merly and Sharon to 1? Oh my god, Yu-Gi-Oh's playable again for me? Holy shit, they fucking obliterated tier. Okay, so Havness, Merly, Sharon, all to 1. There is still Rhinoheart in the game. There's still Pellerino. But, oh my god, all to 1. I've been preaching this for like months now. If they want to kill tier, if they want tier to no longer be in the meta, they literally have to limit or ban every single TEARLAMENT monster. And it appears as though they've done that. So, it's like I said with Kit Kalos earlier. You can't really kill tier unless you hit the fusion enablers. Banning Kit by itself doesn't stop the deck, because then they can just play stuff like King of the Swamp or whatever, right? But, oh my god. Havness, Merly, Sharon, all limited. Like, I think that is going to be the nail in the coffin for tier. I think it will still exist in some capacity. Like, it's obviously still going to be an archetype that is out there, but every single Ishizu card to 1, every single tier card to 1, and Kit banned, they, like, eviscerated this archetype. Like, that's terrifying. Oh, AFD. Perfect. So this is confirmation that AFD is getting its errata in TCG, and also it's going to be printed around March 10th then? What product comes out on March 10th? Well, I don't know, but this is important. AFD is a really strong card, and I feel like maybe tier could exist in some kind of situation where we're playing like a Destrudo version of tier, where they're like milling cards and then they switch out the Dragon Ravine with Destrudo's AFD search, whatever, get a Pellerino, summon Rhinoheart, do all that nonsense. But I really like AFD. I think it's one of the coolest cards that we have in Yu-Gi-Oh! Currently, and I'm pretty excited to mess with whatever they're gonna like whatever jank decks are gonna show up from this. Maybe there will be some kind of like cool Dragoonity version that shows up. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll probably be messing with this in the future, though. Any other limits? No other limits. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this thus far. Fuck TEARLAMENT. I hate TEARLAMENT. Literally, like, one of the most frustrating archetypes I've ever played against. I hate it so much. I'm very happy to see it go. Desires is still at 2. Recital is still at 2. I feel like Recital at 2 is pretty, like, fair. Desires at 2, though, it should not be the case. Alright, what do we got for on limits? Destrudo to 3. Makes sense. I don't know if anyone can see the... Okay, yeah. So, y'all can't see the very bottom, but here we go. Okay. Oh my god, there's a lot. Whoa! Okay, there's some good shit here. Okay, so Destrudo is obvious. That was definitely going to happen. Destrudo at multiples doesn't matter that much. I kind of like it, but I don't think it matters that much. Jet Synchron, like, Hulk is gone. Same for O-Lion. Hulk is just gone. Doesn't matter. I do like the idea of multiple Jet Synchrons for Synchron, though. Synchron is, like, pretty decent by itself, so it's pretty fun to see it here. And then O-Lion obviously is a crazy card for Mecha Phantom Beast, but we don't have a Rorodon or Halki right now, so who cares? Servant of Endymion. I like this a lot. Thank you, Konami. Servant of Endymion to 3 is something that I am really happy about, because I really like Endymion. It's one of my favorite Pendulum themes ever. So having Servant to 3 is fucking huge. Oh, that makes me so happy. I really want to play Pendex now. Like, the fact that I wasn't able to play, like, the Endymion package in Pendex because Servant was at 1 was, like, really killing my interest in a lot of Pendulum decks. So I'm super excited to have this back. Thank you, Konami. And then Lithosegum, like... So, when I'm recording this right now, it is on the day of this BANLIST releasing, obviously. But the night prior, we just got some new dinosaur cards announced. And there's like they have a playstyle that function very similarly to Lost World dinosaurs, where they just destroy the babies a million times, summon a billion dinos from deck, win the game. But Lithosegum specifically is the one that was historically used in dinosaurs. I don't know if this will necessarily be important, but that's, oh my god, that's fucking huge. Just like, I love Lithosegum. And Yada to 3, who cares? But Spiral Resort to 3. Oh my gosh. So, this admittedly is not as crazy for Spiral as you might think initially. Fact of the matter is that the most important unhits for Spiral right now would be Quick Fix and Master Plan, and we're obviously never getting Master Plan back. But Quick Fix, I think at multiples, would be the best possible thing they could do at Spiral, for Spiral right now. Because they could play Machine Dupe, and that would make Quick Fix no longer a brick off of Double Helix. So, ooh, I like this list. I like this list a lot. I don't know if people will share the same sentiment with me. I really like this list. Because fuck TEARLAMENT. I hate TEARLAMENT so much. And even though it's like I said in the beginning, I am scared because of Kashtira. I think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Might be in a pretty unhealthy spot if Kashtira is truly tier 0. It's scary thinking about what is going to be happening in the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the best deck moving forwards will very clearly be Cash. Tier is just dead. Just dead in the water, full stop. I don't think there's a single hope for Tier right now. Just all of their main deck guys to 1, and the Ishizu stuff all at 1. I really feel like Tier is just fully dead in the water. But Cash as an archetype is horrifying. I think that Cash will probably just be the best deck, and I think it might be another tier 0 format. I do have a video on this channel where I talk like in detail whenever Cash was first revealed about how I genuinely thought that it would be the best deck, like more so than Tier. And I feel as though that could still be true to an extent right now. What am I talking about? Sorry, I also just woke up and like I feel gross and I'm not thinking super properly, but oh my god. Fuck TEARLAMENT. I'm okay with this. We're gonna be in a format where the most strongerest deck is also one of the most expensive archetypes of all time. Like, it's like $800 just for the Photon Hypernova stuff for this deck right now, I think, which is ridiculous, but fuck TEARLAMENT. Yes. I'm willing to suffer through what will probably be an even worse format if it means I don't have to fucking make any action and then my opponent mills like 13 and then summons every monster from their extra deck. I'm more than willing to take that. I would rather sit through my zones getting locked and a fucking macro Cosmos that can also just like take a card off my board for absolutely free. I would rather deal with that than have to play through fucking like Havness, mill fucking Agito, mill Kelbeck, summon a billion fusions. Like, I don't care. I want to be done with this format. Like, y'all don't understand how much I fucking hate TEARLAMENT. Like, you wanna know why there's no videos on this channel since, like, whatever the last video was? It's because of fucking TEARLAMENT. I can't do, like, the quick content stuff. That's meant to be, like, filler for until I make actual, like, good videos. I want to do, like, video essays and stuff. And the reason why quick content exists is to pad out the time until I get those done. But I can't sit there and record best of 3s against TEARLAMENT for like fucking 30 minutes and then just move on to the next TEARLAMENT match. I can't do that. That's gonna kill me. So thank God that's over. I can play against other archetypes now. I don't have to play against fucking TEARLAMENT every day now. So thank you all for watching. Thoughts on this list? I think it's good for hitting TEARLAMENT. It's just that Photon Hypernova, we might need some kind of emergency cash hits like immediately after this. I don't want to see cash playable for much longer than it has to be. I would like to see stuff like Unicorn to 1, Fenrir to 1, Papayas to 1. Kind of like just what OCG did for the deck. I think that it's kind of uncool how cash is going to be crazy strong, but I approve of killing TEARLAMENT. Fuck tier. So, if you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm not gonna ask you to like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Do whatever you want, dude. This is not good content. This is me shit. This is just me shitting on tier, honestly. But if you want to stay here for any potential good content, I could do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Anyways, I'm lazy. I'll see you later.